Hello everybody, how is it going today? It is Tyler here with Zone In Sports. And in today's video, we will be recapping week 4 of the NFL. We'll go over the games, talk about how our picks went, and, go over our teaser of the week, couple other parlays and whatnot that we gave out over on Twitter. And most of our picks this week were given out on Twitter, as I did not really end up having time to get a video together for the week 4 picks. I did have one for Thursday Night Football. That was just a quick little video. Other than that, though, everything was given out on Twitter. I just felt kind of rushed Sunday morning, man. I wanted to get it done a day or two earlier, but it's just tough with so much injury news that you got to wait on, and I'd rather have more concrete stuff before I just go give stuff out. But we'll adjust on that going forward. But I figured I'd at least recap the picks and whatnot before we go over our Thursday Night Football picks for Week 5. So starting with the Thursday night game, of course we were on the Dolphins plus 3.5. And yeah, they lost 27-15 at Cincinnati. If you watched the video for the Thursday night picks, you would have heard me say how I was not worried at all about the Tua injury. And of course, it was not good, man. If you watched, you saw it. It was ugly. It was bad. And based off of what I saw there, I mean, obviously it's getting investigated already and whatnot, but whoever was in charge of clearing him definitely needs to be looked into or something, because I don't understand how you can okay someone to play on a short week and then that's your result. Like, there's no way in hell he should have been out there, man. Like, I feel real bad for Tua, man. That should not have happened. He should not have been out there. And yeah, Dolphins could not keep it going. They settled for some field goals, man. Just couldn't finish their drives, and the Bengals pulled away in that fourth quarter, man, to get the 27-15 victory. Dolphins' first loss of the year. All right, moving over to Sunday. You had the early morning game between the Vikings and Saints over in London at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And we gave out Vikings minus 3.5 as a straight play, which was just a bad idea. As, of course, they go on to win 28-25, only winning by 3, so they don't cover the straight pick for us. But we just had a money line and like our parlays and stuff, so they, holding on for that victory was huge for us. And I believe we were on a couple player props in this one. I had Alexander Madison over 5.5 receiving yards. I mean, I think he had like a 10-yard receiving touchdown on the first drive. So that was a super quick cash, easy on that one. And then Justin Jefferson finally gets back in the end zone, gets a lot of yards for us. He's on one of my fantasy teams, so it was nice to see him bounce back and have a huge game, 147 yards on 10 catches. Dalvin Cook, he had a solid game. Not a high yards per carry, but was effective and, the ways that he needed to be. The Saints, on the other hand, man, Andy Dalton honestly didn't look terrible. It's just tough when you don't have Kamara or Michael Thomas out there. But, they kept it close, man. I thought Vikings would win this a lot more easily. They escaped with the 28-25 victory there. Falcons beat the Browns 23-20. Browns just could not hold on to that lead late, and the Falcons were able to get the victory. I didn't really have any action on that one at all, so I'm not going to talk about that one too much. Also, didn't really mess with the Cowboys and Commanders, as the Cowboys won that game pretty easily and covered, winning 25-10. The Lions and Seahawks, man, that game was absolutely insane. I originally was going to be on the Lions, but once Swift and St. Brown got ruled out, I was no longer going to take a side in that one. And the best play would have been the over, as they doubled it. I believe the total was like 45.5, 48.5, somewhere in there. And yeah, it hit 93. 93 total points in an NFL game. Yes, this was also a scoregami. And if you don't know what scoregami is, that's just a unique score that has never happened before up until now. Yes, of course, that score has happened in like college football and numerous other leagues, of course. But as far as the NFL goes, first time a game has ever finished 48-45, which is wild, man. That's a lot of freaking points, man. Lions tried to come back late. I think the key to the loss there was Goff opening that second half with that pick six. Other than that, he was very, very good. But that pick six, I mean, really, look at the score lines, lose by 3, that's the difference. But with that being like at the beginning of the second half, that could have changed the whole entire second half if that doesn't happen. Rashad Penny ran crazy. Jamal Williams ran wild for the Lions as well, but Penny, man, with 150 and 2 touchdowns. Williams got 2 touchdowns as well. We needed him for 50 rushing yards in one of our parlays, which was a juicy line, but it was in our big $100 risk-free one, so I was able to go down to 50, and he hit that easy. I believe we were like 7 yards away, and I was worried about it hitting, and then that's when he broke off that 50-yard touchdown. So, yeah, this game, man, tons of offense. And Seahawks get the win, 48-45. The Titans, they win and cover at Indianapolis, getting the victory 24-17, all 24 points coming in the first half. So, yeah, Colts tried to come back in that second half, but just weren't able to finish their drives and get the points on the board that they needed. I did not have anything in this game. Got the Giants getting the victory 20-12 over the Chicago Bears. Another game that I did not mess with at all. I did need Saquon Barkley for a touchdown in one of our touchdown parlays. Of course, he did not get in there, but still had a great game. 146 rushing yards on 31 carries. That's insane, man. I don't think they want to keep giving him 30-plus carries. That's a little bit too much, man. Especially a guy that's been battling a lot of injuries these last couple of years. Like, I don't think he should be getting over 25 carries, man. You got to think he's got to get a few touches in the pass game as well. So that's a lot of hits taken to that body, man. I hope he stays good, stays healthy for the season. I like Barkley, man. It sucked him being at Penn State in college, though. Whooped up on my Wolverines a couple times, but other than that, I like the guy. Really good running back, man. Would like to see him stay healthy. Nice win for the Giants there. The Eagles, man, started off down 14-0 after the first quarter, man, to the Jaguars, but big second quarter, and they were able to hang on late to get the victory 29-21. They covered the 6.5, and our straight pick on this one was actually a little player prop double. I had took A.J. Brown for 50-plus receiving yards with the Eagles' money line. That was minus 137. And he got, I believe, like 95 yards or so. Yeah, 5 catches for 95 yards for A.J. Brown. And they win 29-21. Miles Sanders, huge day, man. Have not seen him play like this in quite some time. 27 carries, 134 yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns. Huge day for Sanders, man. And he was on the bench of one of my fantasy teams. Still got the victory, though. We also played the Jalen Hurts touchdown in a couple parlays, and, of course, he did not get in this game. So I'll definitely probably double back on that in the next one because it's not often that he goes 2 games in a row without running one in. The next matchup, Bills-Ravens, man, we had the over of 50.5, and it did not hit. It was looking good early as... the first half score was Ravens 20, Bills 10. So they were at 30. So they were on pace to go over 50.5, but the Bills defense really turned it up in that second half, and the Ravens, I believe this game was one of those bad weather games on Sunday. So, yeah, the Ravens unable to move the ball at all, did not score at all in the second half, and the Bills... cleaned up after, a messy first half where they turned the ball over, I think, at least 2 or 3 times. And they were able to muster out that victory in the end, getting the field goal as time expired. 23-20, Bills victory. We needed a Stephon Diggs touchdown for one of our touchdown parlays, and he did not come through for us. Kind of an off game for him, just 4 catches for 62 yards. Like I said, the weather got ugly. It just was not a good game for the passing games here. Next, you had the Chargers winning 34-24 over the Houston Texans, and they covered the minus 5.5. And our straight pick on this hit as well, where we had Mike Williams 40-plus receiving yards with the Chargers money line at minus 118. So nice hit there. He smashed those 40 receiving yards, man. I think he ended up with 120. So a big game for him, man. He's came up huge in these games in which Keenan Allen has been out. Herbert looked really good. And the Chargers get the job done. And I believe Eckler had like 3 touchdowns in this one, 2 rushing and 1 receiving. So he really, had a slow start to the season, but he blew up in this one, man. Showed the people he's not going anywhere. He's going to keep on doing his thing. Next, we had a win here on a straight pick with Cardinals money line going on the road to beat the Panthers 26-16. His money line was minus 104 there for the Cardinals. And the Cardinals did not look good early, as they only scored 3 points in the first half, but were able to get the job done in the second half, scoring 7 in the third and 16 in the fourth. And they get that victory, man. Kyler Murray, just 207 yards, but did throw 2 touchdowns. Hollywood Brown, big game, 88 yards and a touchdown. Their defense showed up big. The Panthers, man, that's just tough, man. Baker Mayfield stinks. I'm one of those guys that it's not that I don't like the guy. I just don't like how a lot of people seem to act like he's better than what he is. Like, everyone praises him for getting the Browns to the playoffs and getting a win over my Steelers, which, it's BS and all, but he's not the reason why they did that. It's not because of him. Yeah, he steered that shit, but the great O-line, great run game, great defense. Baker Mayfield just had to be good enough to get him there, and, he was solid. He wasn't I'm not saying he was bad, but people act like he was like much better than what he's been. He hasn't really proved anything in the NFL, I don't think. And we're just seeing it again this year. This offense just can't do anything in Carolina, man. He's not looking good. Their O-line, of course, obviously isn't playing that good either, so he's used to having much more time. But either way, it's just messy situation for Carolina. Nice win there for us with Cardinals money line. And then we had an OT game in which the Packers, man, knocked out Brian Hoyer early, and the Patriots were able to stay in it with third-string quarterback Bailey Zappi, the rookie, man. And Packers go to overtime and get the field goal to win 27-24. I didn't really have anything on this game, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. Nice run game for Aaron Jones, man. 110 yards on just 16 carries, man. That is almost 10 yards a carry. It's nuts. Allen Lazard, man, 6 catches for 116 yards. So, their defense, I'm surprised, didn't slow down the Patriots a little bit more. Not that they played bad, but just thought with the rookie QB in there, man, that you'd be able to stop them a little more. I know they ran effectively, of course, but either way, Packers get the win. They didn't cover. They were laying 9.5 and only win by 3 there. Wrapping up that afternoon slate, you had the Raiders winning 32-23 over the Broncos, as the Broncos defense just did not show up in this one, man. Josh Jacobs ran wild, 144 yards and 2 touchdowns. Devontae Adams gets a nice game here with 9 catches, 101 yards. Broncos, they lose Javonte Williams in this one towards ACL, so that's a huge loss for them. Melvin Gordon lost a key fumble in this game. So without the couple turnovers, this one's probably a little bit closer. But either way, the Raiders get the victory. I did not take a pick on this game. It was the first one of the year for Las Vegas. But not going to say much more about this game. Didn't really mess with it too much. And then Sunday night, we also had a straight with the Chiefs money line at plus 100. And they come through for the victory there as they win a high-scoring matchup, 41-31 over Tampa. That was a wild game. I fell asleep late, so I'm not sure what happened at the end of the fourth quarter. But Chiefs, they won for us, somewhat easily. Buccaneers tried to muster a comeback late, but just couldn't keep up, man. Chiefs had a huge first half, scoring 28 points, man. And yeah, Clyde getting a rushing touchdown and a receiving, I think, as well. The crazy stop and jump pass from Mahomes on like the 1 yard line, man. I had a little two-leg that was Mahomes anytime touchdown with Cameron Brate, and of course Mahomes was close where he could have just probably took another step or two and been in the end zone on his own on that one. And then also Cameron Brate dropped a touchdown pass that was, I believe it was inside the 5, one of those quick little, over the middle, just throw it up, see if he can come down with it. It went off his hands, didn't bring it in, but it would have been nice to hit that. It would have been wild odds on a little two-leg anytime touchdown scores. Other than that, though, we just hit that Chiefs money line. And then Monday night, we had another straight bet hit with the under 42.5 between the Rams and 49ers. Definitely expected this game to be a little bit different. Thought the Rams would at least get one touchdown on the board, but not, just 3 field goals. And the 49ers cruised to victory 24-9. But yeah, we easily hit that under 42.5 as the total just hits 33. And we had a couple same-game parlays in that one that both missed by a leg. Would have been nice to at least come through with one of them. One, we needed the Higbee touchdown, and of course, if you watched, you would know Stafford missed Higbee twice within 3 plays. The one was a lot more concrete of a score on a quick play-action rollout where Higbee went to the flat, and he would have walked in from the 2, and Stafford was rushed and basically threw it into the turf. And I mean, come on, man. You got to make a better effort than that. He should have been able to get the pass off. It should have been a touchdown, and it would have been a nice win for us there. And the other one, all we needed was an Aaron Donald sack, and none of the Rams got a sack. Not a single one. So, yeah, their defense, man, they didn't play terrible, but didn't play as good as I thought that they would. Just an odd game, man. It seems like the 49ers seem to always do good at home against these Rams. And the Rams and Stafford, specifically in prime time, just continue to struggle. Cooper Kupp, man, 122 yards out of Stafford's 254. You got to start getting some of these other guys involved, like Allen Robinson, man. I thought that was an upgrade from Robert Woods, actually, who I still like Woods a lot, but I thought Robinson would be an upgrade, because he's more size. And I don't think it's anything on Robinson. I just think that Stafford just loves Kupp and Higbee, and they just haven't really formed that connection yet. So they definitely need to find a way to get him more involved. That is for sure. But now that we went through all the games, we'll quickly go over a couple of our parlays. And, of course, we'll start off with the winner, man. Nice. Here we throw it up on the screen. So every week on FanDuel, it's every Thursday night football game you get a risk-free same-game parlay, at least 3 legs. And then every Sunday, I think you can include Monday's games as well with it, but every Sunday you get another risk-free for same-game parlay or same-game parlay plus, which I always do the same-game parlay plus. I'd rather just make a normal parlay and then get at least 2 picks for one of the games to make it qualify for that risk-free same-game parlay or same-game parlay plus bet. And the amount for that is always different for everyone. Mine's $100, so you see here we hit the plus 579, man. I call it a 4-leg, technically a 6-leg, since 2 of the picks are technically 2 legs each. But either way, we had a couple of our straights with the Mike Williams 40 receiving yards and Chargers money line, the A.J. Brown 50 receiving yards and Eagles money line, and then the Vikings money line, and Jamal Williams 50-plus rushing yards, man. Turning $100 into $679.51, man. Very nice win. It was a good weekend for me, man, mainly because of this one here, but we hit a few solid parlays and a couple profit boosts through FanDuel as well. I did not tweet those out. I will try to make sure I do that in the future, but we did hit 2 of the profit boost that FanDuel had for the Sunday night football game. The one was, I believe, Mahomes and Brady both for 225 plus passing, which hit, and the other one I think was 50 receiving for both Kelsey and Mike Evans, which hit easy. So, yeah, it was nice hitting those along with this 6-leg. Well, 4 legs, I call it, but whatever you want to call it. Either way, our $100 risk-free same game parlay plus hits. And I thought that you only got the $100 free bets if it lost, but I still got my $100 free bets, so I just fired away on some futures bets for NHL and NBA with that. Either way, man, nice win. It was really a good feeling getting this done because we have been missing by one a lot on these in the previous weeks. So nice win there. And a couple close ones. Of course, we'll go over our teaser of the week that we gave out in the video in which we went over the Thursday Night Football picks, which was a 7-leg plus 6. And, of course, it lost on the first leg Thursday night where we got the Dolphins and Bengals down to over 42.5. Now, had Tua not got hurt and the game went more like how I thought it would have, then this should have been an easy hit. But instead, it missed and ruined the teaser before it could even really get going. And of the other 6 legs that were on the Sunday games, 5 of those 6 hit. So out of the 7 legs, 5 of them hit, man. We were close. Definitely want the teaser of the week to come through one of these weeks for us. The Bears-Giants under 45.5 came through. Chargers plus a half was good. Eagles minus a half, good. Jets and Steelers under 47.5 was good. Cardinals plus 7.5, easy. And then the Bills and Ravens over 45 was a close L there. They hit 43. So, yeah, misses by 2 on the teaser of the week. Another parlay that I'll mention that we did give out on Twitter. Remember, we give out plenty of these every week, so always remember to follow us over there at Zone In Sports on Twitter. Link in the description. Close call on this 6-leg all money line parlay that I did on Caesars. I had a 33% boost on it. It was plus 935 with the 33% boost. I believe that put it at like plus 13, plus like 12 or 1300, somewhere in there. And it missed by freaking 1. And of course, it was my stupid Steelers. They blew it. Kenny Pickett comes in, puts the team on his back, gets 2 rushing touchdowns. We have the lead, but then the defense just falls apart and lets the Jets drive pretty easily on that last drive at the end, and they score to take the lead and get the win. And they were the only loss on this 6-leg moneyline parlay. Would have been a nice hit for us. The Vikings, Eagles, Chargers, Packers, and Chiefs were all the legs that hit on that for us. Steelers, the lone L. So, yeah, that's pretty much going to do it to recap our Week 4 picks. And, yeah, I'm sorry that I didn't get the video out to go over all the Sunday and Monday stuff. But, you know, that's just how it is right now. If I was able to do something like this full time, then it'd be so easy. But with work and stuff and, you know, just living life, it's hard to get all these videos out. Plus, like, I could always get out, like, a quick video that I don't put much thought into, but I'd rather, you know, have enough actual stats and trends or whatever that I'm going over to give you rather than just to rush something out there and just tell you what I'm on when I can just tweet that out. That's why I always say just follow us on Twitter, man. Make sure you do that. We always update picks and lines or, you know, different injury stuff that we might be looking at. Just, you know, anything that's going on in the sports world, whether it's betting, you know, talking about our bets or just in general. So, yeah, before we get out of here, we will go ahead and go over our Week 5 Thursday Night Football picks. So, go ahead and check it out. You got the Indianapolis Colts getting 3.5 points as they travel to the Denver Broncos. The over-under on this game is 42.5. Some key injuries for the Colts as Jonathan Taylor is already officially ruled out. He will miss this game. Shaquille Leonard as well is out. Middle linebacker, man, he's not really been in at all this year. Missed first few games, and when he's came back, he keeps leaving with injuries and now has a concussion. I heard possibly even a broken nose as well. It's just a world of disaster for him, it seems like right now, and as well as the Colts team in general, man. I don't know what's up with that team, man. They beat the Chiefs for no reason and lost all the other games or tied. I don't know what's up with them, man. So it's going to be tough for them without Jonathan Taylor. Matt Ryan's really going to have to figure things out, stop turning the ball over for them to have a chance here. Broncos, of course, have big injuries as well with Javonte Williams out with the torn ACL, man, done for the year. Tough loss, man, for the Broncos. Melvin Gordon will be the starter now, and, he's had a lot of fumbling issues to start this year. I think he's already fumbled 4 or 5 times. So, they might, put in Mike Boone some as well. I know they signed Latavius Murray off the Saints practice squad, which I feel like they're probably sick about that. They probably should have signed them to the active roster because he played pretty well for them last week with no Kamara. But, Broncos pick up Murray. I'm not sure how much he'll play in this one. Short week, new system, got to learn some things. Definitely think going forward, though, he will be a part of this offense, but not sure if he'll really see much time in this game here. But, for our pick, we're going to have one straight pick. It's going to be the under of 42.5 at minus 114 there. I definitely like this a lot. Just to look at some trends, the Colts have went under in 9 straight games overall. 9 straight, they've went under. So, telling you that right there, just know there's tons of other great under trends that are all like 5-0 for this, 6-0 for that, 4-0 for this, 8-0 for that. They went under a lot lately. 9 straight, that is. Denver, they have some good under trends as well, but they're kind of goofy ones that I don't really feel like listing. Let me see if I can find some better ones. Okay, under 6-2 in their last 8 home games. Under 5-2 last 7 home games versus teams with a losing road record. Under 11-4 in their last 15 overall. So yeah, both teams have very good under trends, and yeah, I'm not gonna pick a side at all. Definitely not. I would lean the Broncos, but after they lost to the Raiders, they should have been able to score more points on that defense. Their defense is not good. They have a couple of decent pass rushers. And, their front seven is not terrible, but, their secondary is complete garbage. So, Denver should have been able to score more in that game. I'm not expecting a lot of points in this one. Definitely going under 42.5 as a straight play. Also, to help us there, you got Denver having a pretty good year defensively. Last week, they did not look as good, but they are still 4th in the NFL in total yardage given up a game at 285 yards a game, and 6th in points allowed a game at just 17, where the Colts are actually the worst scoring offense in the NFL right now. 32nd, worst in the league, 14.3 points a game. And then for Indiana, they seem to have struggled, but their rankings are still pretty decent. They are 6th in the NFL in yardage allowed a game at 297 yards a game. A lot better against the run than they are against the pass. Still pretty solid against the pass, though. And Denver's offensive ranks are not good at all. 30th in the league in points scored at 16.5 a game. So I definitely like the defenses to stand out here. And, I would lean Denver winning, man, but I can't give that out at all. Definitely like the under 42.5, man, minus 114. And also on this game, I will give out our risk-free $100 same-game parlay. So remember, for this, it has to be at least 3 legs and at least plus 400 for the odds. That's why I ended up with 5 legs, because I'm playing it safe with these plays. The closest to even odds I have is Cortland Sutton's 60-plus receiving yards. His over-under, I believe, is 64.5. Originally, I put it to 50-plus, but I think he gets 60. It seems like Wilson targets him the most, and he's been really good this year. Honestly, he's been probably top 10 receiver in the league. Honestly. But yeah, so for this, if we get plus 459, so $100 would pay us back $559.12. Remember to opt into the promo on FanDuel for that risk-free. Like I said before, the wager amount is different for everyone, so make sure you see what your max wager is for that. Some people might be, 10, 25, 50, 75, 100. There's probably some people that have higher amounts than me, I'd assume, because I don't really bet anything insane. But, yeah, either way, we got a 5-leg here. We're going to take both quarterbacks for 200-plus yards. Definitely think that they get that done. Both teams missing their starting running backs, so they're going to have to throw the ball. And then Cortland Sutton, 60-plus receiving yards. If Wilson gets 200, Sutton's going to have to get that 60. And same with Michael Pittman Jr. We get him down to 40-plus receiving yards, which I believe his over-under is around 50 to 53, somewhere in there. I don't remember, but either way, we get him down to a safe little 40-plus. And, yeah, same thing here. For Matt Ryan to get 200, Pittman's going to have to get 40. And then we'll go under 49.5. Remember, our straight pick, we are definitely on under 42.5. We'll definitely play that as a straight. But for this parlay, we'll buy some points just in case, up to under 49.5. Remember, the way I formulate this is just to try to be safe and get it to a point where it meets the requirements of at least 3 legs and at least plus 400 odds or longer. So there it is, plus 459, $100 into $559.12. Hopefully that comes through for us, and if it doesn't, then hey, we got $100 in free bets to play with. And then also one more thing before we get out of here. I'm not going to go over the other games on this, but I will give out our Week 5 teaser of the week, as it will start with the Thursday night game. And as you know, usually when we started with a Thursday night game, it does not go well. It usually loses that night. But I don't care. I'm at it again, man. We'll start off our 7-leg plus 6 teaser. Same as last week, 7 legs plus 6. Get you plus 700 on the odds there. And we'll go with Colts and Broncos up to under 48.5. And then the Sunday plays on this are the Packers down to minus 1.5, Vikings down to minus 1, Jaguars down to minus 1, Chargers up to plus 3.5, 49ers down to minus 0.5, and the Bengals and Ravens down to over 42.5. So yeah, that's our teaser of the week there for Week 5. 7 legs plus 6 points there, plus 700 odds. And yeah, that's gonna do it, man. We'll go ahead and wrap it up. We went over the Week 4 picks recap, went over how those games went, and, the teaser of the week last week hit 5 out of the 7 legs. Had a 6-leg money line teaser or parlay missed by 1. And we had the big winner on the $100 risk-free same-game parlay plus. And that was really nice, man. It was nice to hit that along with those other couple odds boosts that I mentioned. It was a good weekend overall for us, man, so hopefully we can keep it going and have another solid weekend. And we will give out the rest of our picks either in a video or on Twitter. I'll try to do a video. I'll try the best I can to get it done, man. I might try to change my sleep schedule a little bit on the weekend so that way I have more time on Sunday to get that done in the morning. We have another London game this week with that Giants-Packers game. I definitely, I'll always put it out on Twitter, so if you just follow us there, just know you'll always be able to see our picks there in case we don't get a video up. But I will try to get one up for this week for NFL Week 5. But yeah, that's going to do it. We went over our $100 risk-free for Thursday Night Football, same-game parlay. Gave out the under 42.5 for that matchup as well between the Colts and Broncos. And gave out our teaser of the week. But yeah, that's it. We'll go ahead and get out of here. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it a lot. Leave a like on the video and subscribe if you have not already. And that'll do it. Have a nice day. Peace.